Welcome back to the Always Connected series. My name is Joe Higgins. I'm a medium, channeler, and afterlife researcher. I've written 5 books on the subject of the afterlife and how our loved ones try to communicate with us. If you'd like to read about those books, you can find them on Amazon.com. Just type in Joe Higgins and they should come up. And it's on a whole different series. People have lost children, some have on veterans. Some are strictly all on signs, so you can head over there if you'd like. But on this episode, I'm going to be telling a couple of stories about pets. Yes, our pets are still around us, and we will see them again, and maybe even before we pass over. So, I'm going to start with the first pet story, and I'm going to do a whole special episode just on pets because I've had the honor of actually seeing pets cross over, being greeted on the other side. That happened a few years ago. It happened at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and I saw this transition. So it's a separate episode. So this one's just going to be a couple of stories about showing how our love pets are still around us. So about 20 years ago, I was at a church service. It was a spiritualist church service. They give readings and stuff. So it was crowded, and the medium of the day, or the host medium, whatever they call the medium of the day, the fish of the day, soup of the day. I think they call it the host of the day. Anyways, she's up on the platform, and she's talking. She's giving like a sermon, talking about different things, love and being good and all that good stuff that we should be listening to. And she stopped and she said, she goes, "I'm looking at this dog that just came running up the aisle, and his tag's wiggling back and forth, and it's happy. It's a black dog." She goes, "I think it's a black lab." And she goes, "I don't know who it belongs to, but this dog just wants to play." And then she said, "Oh, he just turned around and he ran over. Oh, he ran over to that gentleman in the green shirt and he just jumped on your lap." Well, guess what? I'm the gentleman in the green shirt, and I'm like, "Oh, right." So I said, "Okay, that makes sense. Thank you." And she goes, "Up. He's gone. He just jumped off you, and I think someone threw a stick or something because he just ran down the aisle." I said, "All right, thank you." Now, my pet, Madison, my black lab, had passed over about 2 months before that. So it just kind of blew my mind because she just like stopped in the middle of the service. I hadn't been in there at that place. She was from out of town. She didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and I didn't know her. So, and there probably were like 100 people in the service, and I was sitting on one of the aisle seats, but it was pretty packed. So for out of the blue for her to catch this and this dog come running up and then jump on my lap, it was pretty freaky, but I think it's a nice example of showing how our loved ones, our pets, are still around us. I mean, this dog didn't jump on the guy next to me or the lady in the front row or something like that. This dog jumped on my lap, and no one else, said anything when she said a black lab or anything. So, and I didn't say anything until the dog landed on me. She goes, "Oh, it belongs to that man right there in the green shirt." I'm like, I can't believe this. So I'm like, oh, one more part of my research saying, there is something to this stuff. So that was a long time ago. But it also shows that it's not something I witnessed. It was a third party witnessed it, someone that didn't know me. And they saw it interacting with me. So it's not like it was something that I just imagined and something like that. I was just sitting there minding my own business. It was kind of like, no, I'm just sitting here kind of like laying low. And it just kind of played out that way. So it's nice when it happens. Someone else witnessed these things and they make the connection to you, especially if you don't know the person. So I thought that was pretty cool. The second story happened last week. Now, my buddy had come over and came into the office to visit, and there's a chair right over my shoulder. And he sat down on that chair, and the door was open, and he was in the chair for like less than 5 seconds or something. And he jerked his head. I was like, "What's the matter?" He goes, "I swear I just saw a dog run in this room." And I'm like, "Really?" So at first I thought maybe it was his dog that had passed a couple of years ago or something. I said, "There's no dog around here. My old dog lived in my old house," I said. He says, "But it was a shorter dog, so I knew it wasn't my lab." He said, he says it was a brindle color and it had short curly hair. And I was like, "Oh my God, I know who that dog is." I said, "That dog used to belong to my aunt who lived in this house, and she had a Welsh Terrier. And it was tan and black, so it's in the same color range. And that dog was close to me. No one else really got along with it. I actually named the dog. I named the dog Max. And I named him Max after Maxwell Smart from the television show Get Smart, because the dog was like a puppy at that point, and he was like all over the place, and he was doing stupid things and stuff. And Maxwell Smart, if anyone knows the TV show, Max had his obstacles, let's put it. I think it was Don Adams that was in it. It was funny. He played a CIA agent, and he actually had a cell phone in his shoe, so he was ahead of his time. But anyways, so I named Max, and Max used to live in this house, and Max died, I want to say like 85 or something like that. So what's that? 15, 35 years, 25, 35, 40 years ago, and. But I just thought it was appropriate because no other dog had lived in this house. And for him to pick that up, the size, the color, the short fur, and it just made a lot of sense. Because Max, like I said, I was always friends with Max. Got along with him and walked him. So it wouldn't be surprising that he came running in to say hi. And the fact that this guy's not even into this stuff. He might listen to some of the things. What are you up to now? I'm doing a podcast or something like that. But he really doesn't. He doesn't look into it. He doesn't read a lot of books on it and stuff like that. But so that made it even more fascinating, was that this guy just like jerked his head, and he would have no idea that a dog ever lived in this house, let alone from 40 years ago, and all the color and the size and stuff like that. And so I thought it was really good, and it shows me that pets can show up like 2 months after they pass. Pets can show up 40 years after they pass. So we know time on the other side isn't like the time we have here. It's they don't have time. It's like we put time together on here, so 40 years over there could be a blink in the eye for all we know. So I just wanted to let people know that don't grieve too much when your pet crosses over, because they are around us. They know what we're doing. We will see them again. And like I said, you might see them before you even pass. It's that loving bond that keeps them around us. And it's difficult. I mean, I lost another one of my dogs probably about 6 years ago, and it's just so difficult. I mean, still think about the new dog, and I feel them around sometimes. But so I know how close people are to their pets. So they are still in your lives. They will continue to be in your lives. They'll bring you great energy. They'll uplift your spirits at certain times. No pun intended. See, spirits, uplift. Okay, you got it. But anyways, I just thought that was two cool stories. I mean, I got some other stories I'll tell about pets. I've had friends that had pets pass over. What was Jen's? Jen had a friend of mine, Jen, had a great story about her pet passed over, and, I'm going to have her on and she can explain it. It's within a day, the dog was sending signs to her. I mean, blatant signs. So it's just another confirmation that they are still around you, and they're happy to be with you, and they're going to see him again, and all that good stuff. So those are the stories for today, and we will go into those stories deeper about the whole pet genre, because I know how important it is to everyone, as well as myself. So right now, oh yeah, don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so we can get some more people following and we can share some more of our experiences. And that's what's really important. You guys can leave the comments down in the comments, some of your experiences. I'm going to share a lot more of mine. And just to show that people that we all are having these experiences. And I'll go into a little bit more depth on how some of these things play out. And so I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. And that'll be it for tonight. Thanks.